This week, Ricky Gervais says eating animals causes pandemics. A man is building tiny restaurants for squirrels during quarantine. And Nick Cannon opens a new vegan restaurant in LA. This is Live Kindly News. Remember to hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon to turn on notifications, and leave your comments below. With 18 million humans hunkered down in India's largest city, more than 100,000 flamingos flock to Mumbai.
The reduction in pollution, along with the improvement in the quality of algae, have attracted the unusually large number of flamingos.
The air is much cleaner, there's no pollution, there's no human activity going around there.
Two species of flamingo, greater flamingos and the smaller, lesser flamingo, migrate to Mumbai between October and March each year. Residents who have been under lockdown since March 25th say that there seems to be a higher number than usual.
If you ask me, the lockdown has been fantastic. I think you can see nature regenerating everywhere.
It's estimated that nearly 150,000 flamingos have taken to the mudflats of the Thane Creek this year. Rahul Kott, Assistant Director of the Bombay Natural History Society, told The Guardian, flamingos began migrating to Mumbai in the 1980s and 1990s. Records show that since then, their numbers have hovered between 30,000 and 40,000 each season. According to the BNHS, the Mumbai metropolitan region is the second largest flamingo habitat along India's west coast, after Kutch, Gujarat. Experts believe that the area is seeing increased numbers for several reasons, including suspended fishing activities and a successful breeding season 2 years ago. The coronavirus is also impacting the meat industry. Tyson Foods, one of the world's largest meat companies, has revealed pork production in the US has dropped a staggering 50% due to the outbreak. The company made the comments during an investor call last week. Tyson said 3 of its 6 primary meat processing plants in the US had been forced to close. Its 3 other plants are operating at reduced capacity. Steve Meyer, an economist for Kearns & Associates, told SF Gate that Tyson's pork production numbers could be even lower. By my calculations, pork production was down 42.9% for all US companies. Tyson, by my calculations, was down by 57,780 hogs processed per day from a capacity of 78,500 processed per day. That's 74% short.
Pork and beef processing are down somewhere between 20 and 30%, so that's a pretty big impact, I would say, on the supply chain of food.
A number of other slaughterhouses and meat processing plants have been forced to close nationwide due to the pandemic. Cargill Limited, JBS, National Beef Packing Company, and Smithfield Food Inc. have all reported plant closures. Coming up, Florida Senator Marco Rubio encourages people to go vegan during the pandemic. In a video posted to Facebook, comedian Ricky Gervais said eating things you shouldn't causes pandemics like the coronavirus outbreak.
So if you keep away from people, you probably won't get it. You just won't get it. And that should be such a simple task, shouldn't it? Don't be a don't mingle. I mean, the wet markets are already opening in China and other parts of it. They're already getting back to it. You know, this comes from animals, like all the other things, like MERS and SARS, and it comes from originating usually in bats, but you know.
Gervais previously urged live animal markets to close in the wake of COVID-19.
You know what? It's not the first time a terrible disease has started because of people eating things they shouldn't. I mean, this one comes from eating pangolins. Pangolins. Stop eating everything that moves. It's going to kill us all.
Due to lockdown as a result of COVID-19, America has experienced a meat shortage. As a result, Florida Senator Marco Rubio says the nation will have to go a little vegan.
Yeah, unlike other supply chain issues, this has nothing to do with anyone overseas. This has to do with how many people can you make work inside of one of these processing plants. They're all very close to each other, and there's the public health risks. So there's been disruptions there, and so I know people are working hard to get that resolved, and in the meantime, I guess we will have to go a little vegan, right?
Yeah, or maybe Impossible Burger is going to be the only possible thing you can have.
As meatpacking plants and slaughterhouses shut down in record numbers, former slaughterhouse workers could train to make vegan meat through a new program launched by People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. The International Animal Rights Organization just offered to train workers to produce vegan meat in place of traditional animal productions. This follows high rates of coronavirus among meatpacking employees and the potential for meat shortages. PETA said in a press release. PETA hopes that dropping meat for good and investing in a vegan future would not only help flatten the coronavirus curve, but also help companies avert the countless other deadly illnesses that can come from farms and slaughterhouses. The animal rights group also highlighted the potential for meat producers themselves to switch completely to plant-based alternatives. Companies including Smithfield Foods and Hormel already produce and sell vegan meat. Even before the pandemic, slaughterhouses were extremely hazardous work environments. According to the Food Empowerment Project, prioritizing profits over worker safety is not a new phenomenon. Producers that implemented social distancing measures noted that such safety protocols further slowed meat production. Within the industry, excessive production demands are the primary cause of both worker injuries and animal welfare violations. PETA also recently offered slaughterhouse workers the opportunity to retrain as flower arrangers, both for the sake of animals and their own mental health. Coming up, Pakistan just hired 63,000 people to plant 10 billion trees. Actor and comedian Nick Cannon just opened a vegan soul food restaurant in Los Angeles. The television host opened the V-Tree Hollywood inside Yamashiro, a Japanese restaurant in collaboration with Chef Velvet. The V-Tree Hollywood opened on April 30th and has been serving soulful plant-based cuisine for takeout and delivery due to the coronavirus outbreak. Cannon plans to open the restaurant for dine-in once lockdown restrictions have been lifted. The restaurant's rotating menu features classic Southern-inspired dishes made with organic ingredients, such as barbecue ribs, Cajun shrimp, original fried drumsticks, and chicken and waffles. Shortly after opening, the restaurant sold out completely. Pakistan is working to help laborers who have lost their jobs amid the pandemic. The country has hired more than 63,000 people to help plant billions of trees. The new tree planting initiative is part of the country's 10 billion tree tsunami program. The Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, founded the 5-year project in 2018.
No one expected it to happen, but we involved the local communities. We first made them understand how important trees were for the future. We made the people understand that Pakistan was very vulnerable to climate change. And we appealed to the people.
It aims to help reduce rising temperatures and the risk of natural disasters like floods and droughts caused by climate change.
With the plantation of these 1 billion trees, it will drastically change the soil erosion in our province as well as in our country.
All workers must wear masks and maintain social distancing. Malik Amin Aslam, climate change advisor to the Prime Minister, told the Thomson Reuters Foundation, "This tragic crisis provided an opportunity and we grabbed it. Nurturing nature has come to the economic rescue of thousands of people." According to the Global Climate Risk Index 2020, Pakistan ranks number 5 on a list of countries most heavily impacted by global warming over the past 20 years. Pakistan's Tehreek-e-Insaf Party wrote in a tweet, "The tree density of Pakistan is less than neighboring China, India, and Iran. Trees per square kilometer are less than India and China. Trees per person are also less than India, China, and Iran. We are one of the countries to be affected the most by global warming. As trees grow, they help reduce global warming by removing carbon dioxide from the air. The trees store the carbon and release oxygen into the atmosphere." A new report from the University of Michigan and Tulane University, entitled Implications of Future U.S. Diet Scenarios on Greenhouse Gas Emissions, revealed replacing 50% of animal products in the U.S. diet with plant-based foods can also reduce emissions. The study finds cutting the consumption of animal products like meat, eggs, fish, and dairy by half could prevent 1.6 billion tons of greenhouse gases from entering the atmosphere by 2030. This would cause U.S. diet-related emissions to drop by 35%. If Americans do not reduce the amount of animal products they consume, population growth will cause diet-related emissions to rise, says the study. By 2030, emissions could increase by 9%. Detroit resident James Vreeland has built a tiny restaurant for squirrels while on coronavirus lockdown. Most restaurants are currently only able to offer takeout or delivery due to stay-at-home measures. But the Maison de Noix, or Nut House, still offers sit-down service for squirrels. The miniature restaurant is located in Vreeland's garden and features picnic benches, a coat rail, and a menu at the entrance. While the new restaurant caters primarily to squirrels, blue jays and other local wildlife also frequent the new establishment. The menu offers squirrel favorites like the mixed seed trio and stale bread or pizza crust. It also serves raw peanuts on the shell and the popular counter-softened apple. On Instagram, Vreeland wrote that he figured now was a good time as any to get into the restaurant game. He told Fox 12 Detroit, "Every morning we have a rush around 10:30 to 11. With a shutdown, there's not a lot of cafe options. We're the only game in town. The Blue Jays are terrible tippers and fairly messy diners. They'll swoop right into the middle of the action, steal peanuts, and make a run for it." That's it for today. What do you think about Florida Senator Marco Rubio encouraging people to go vegan? Let us know in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We'll see you again next week for Live Kindly News.